All right, I was muted. My bad. I was the mute monster. So let me start over. Look, guys, the best Febreze in the world to get is this right here. Look at this. Febreze Air Wood. Boy, let me do it again. Look. Ooh, there's free publicity for that company. Boy, that smells wonderful. How y'all doing today? I'm not struggle streaming today. I sound pretty good today. Mic sound good. I don't know what it is during the day. I think the mic be like, oh, we ain't used to this. But it's good to see you guys. Put a 1 in the chat if I sound good. Put a 2 in the chat if I sound like a robot. And so we can hop right into this thing today. All right, let's see. So as we move forward, guys, I wanted to. I know yesterday we talked about our Black History Moment on yesterday, and I hope you guys learned a lot from what I put in yesterday. I had a lot of feedback. I had a message in here about Mr. Trice yesterday, and 2 cents unfiltered put her appreciation of not knowing it, but she said she added it to her Rolodex of Black heroes, and she wants to tell her children about him. So if you didn't get a chance to see it, please go back and watch it. So let's go to the chat. You know, the chat is the family. The reason we're here, the reason that we're going to become successful and huge is because of the people that support you. So let's get in the chat here. Stephen Day, how you doing this morning, man? Jenny, hey Jenny, how are you? OG Patrice, you come on. Sir Hell Speaks. It's in the building. Jenny, thank you for letting me know about the sound. I really appreciate it. You guys are amazing. So let me go ahead and jump right into this thing. And as people come back in, I may reiterate and say what I said again. Today, guys, is a tough one again. It's a tough one again. Today, we're going to salute somebody else. It's going to be tough. And this is so disgraceful that I couldn't even post the pictures of her because of how horrible she was. Anye, thank you. Hey, how are you? I couldn't even post the pictures, guys. I found a picture of her. I found a picture of her and I couldn't post it because of how disgusting they treated this woman. So I'm gonna hop right in. Today, we're going to be talking about Sarah Baartman. Put a 1 in the chat if you know who Sarah Baartman is. Put a 1 in the chat. I want to know the knowledge of the people in the chat. If you don't know, it is okay. Like I said yesterday, it's okay. We're all learning, right? Everybody can't know everything. But put a 1 in the chat if you know who Sarah Baartman is. I want to bring her up as soon as I get the ones. Give me 1, 2 if you don't know. If you don't know who Sarah Baartman is, put 2. All right. So let's move forward here. Sarah Baartman. Let me pull a picture up. I had to find. Oh, guys, this is tough. I had to find a drawing of Sarah Baartman that someone did back in the day. A drawing. I couldn't do a live version of her. They took a black and white picture of her. I couldn't find a black and white. I mean, I couldn't use her picture because it was so bad. I would have get struck from YouTube for the rest of my life. But we're going to talk about it. It's hurtful to talk about, but we're going to talk about it. Let's see here. Let me see if I can blow it up a little bit because it's kind of small. All right, there we go. All right, guys, I'm about to share it with you. This right here, ladies and gentlemen, today for our Black History Fact, we're going to talk about Sarah Baartman. Sarah Baartman. Ladies and gentlemen, let's meet Sarah Baartman. This is Sarah Baartman, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to let you take this in for a second. I want you to look at the picture before any prejudgment. Just look at the picture. This is a drawing. I could not use a live picture of this woman. This drawing should tell you enough. Just take it in for just a few more seconds. I'm going to leave it up while I discuss what this is and what this means. All right, so let's discuss it. So, Sarah Bartman, let's talk about her life. Bartman's life um, was one of a huge hardship. It is thought that she was born in South Africa, Eastern Cape, in 1789. Her mother died when she was 2, and her father, a cattle driver, died when she was an adolescent. She entered domestic service in Cape Town after a Dutch colonist deleted her partner, with whom she had a baby, who also died. In October 1810, although illiterate, Bartman allegedly signed a contract with an English ship surgeon, William Dunlap, and mixed race entrepreneur Hendrik Caesars, in whose household she worked, saying she would travel to England to take part in shows. The reason was that Bartman, also known as Sarah or Sarchi, had what was called stealgia, resulting in extremely proberent buttocks due to a built-up of fat. Meaning, the modern woman today who would go get their butts done, the modern woman today who was born and built like Sarah Bartman would put you in the mind of Serena Williams. That's how she was built back in the day, Serena Williams. So, moving on. These made her a cause of fascination. When she was what is this? Okay, here we go. She was exhibited at a venue in London's Piccadilly Circus after her arrival. You have to remember that at the time, it was highly fashionable and desirable for a woman to have large bottoms. So lots of people envied what she had naturally without having an intuit her figure, says Rachel Holmes, author of the Hot Knot Venus, the life of death of Sarah Bartman. On stage, she wore skin-tight, flesh-colored clothing, as well as beads and feathers, and smoked a pipe. Wealthy customers would pay for private demonstrations in their homes, and their guests were allowed to touch her. Her arrival in England coincided with speculation over whether Lord Grenville and his coalition of Whigs, known as the Broad Bottoms, because of the Grenville's own large behind, would try to seize government. This was a gift for cartoonists, one creation entitled A Pair of Broad Bottoms, as the picture that you're seeing right now. The shows were in Greenville and Bartman standing back to back and would figure measurements per respective sizes. Bartman's promoters nicknamed her the Hot Knot Venus, with Hot Knot now seen as derogatory, then being used in Dutch to describe how she was built. The British Empire had abolished the slave trade in 1807, but not slavery itself. Even so, campaigners were appalled at Bartman's treatment in London. Her employers were prosecuted for holding Bartman against her will, but not convicted, with Bartman herself testifying in their favor. They used her. She was illiterate. The question remained: was Bartman coerced? Absolutely, absolutely. As a humanitarian and an abolitionist, campaigners claimed, or was she acting on her own free will? Now, guys, let's pause right there. You're a slave. You're being used and manipulated. Why would you do that on your own free will to go testify to get off their very slave master that has enslaved you? She was used. The case is complex, and the relationship between Bartman and her handlers was certainly not equally weighted. Even if she had some element of choice or felt she could gain something, material or otherwise, from her performance. They put her in a circus, guys. She was in a circus because of how she was built. Man, come on. After the case, Bartman's show gradually lost its novelty and popularity amongst audiences in the capital, and she went out on tour around Britain and Ireland. In 1814, she moved to Paris with Caesars, the guy that bought her. She became a celebrity once more, drinking at the Café de Paris and attending society parties. Caesars returned to South Africa, and Bartman came under the influence of an animal exhibit. I'm sorry, with the stage name Roe. She drank and smoked heavily, and according to Holmes, was probably prostituted by him. Bartman agreed to be studied and painted by a group of scientists and artists, but refused to appear fully naked before them, arguing that this was beneath her dignity. She had never done this in one of her shows. This period was the beginning of the study of what became known as the racial science, says Holmes. Bartman died at age 26. The cause was described as inflammatory and eruptive disease. It's since been suggested that it was a result of pneumonia, syphilis, and alcoholism. Let me go to the top. I left this part for last. Sarah Bartman died on December the 29th, 1815, but her exhibition continued. Watch this, guys. Listen to this. Her brain, skeleton, and sexual organs remained on display in a Paris museum until 1974. Her remains weren't reparated and buried until 2002. Let me say this again. I'm going to say this one more time. Sarah Bartman died after they forced her to drink, after they forced her to be alcoholism, after they had all these men prostituted her, after they gave her syphilis, after she got pneumonia. She was battling syphilis, alcoholism, pneumonia from these men that just sexually assaulted this woman. She lived a horrible life, and she couldn't even live. She couldn't even rest in peace. Guys, I want you to look at the dates. I want you to look at the years that this happened. I want you to look at the date and the years that this happened. And I want you to see how far, but how so close we are still to the things that caused our culture to be so beaten down. Yes, we could talk about Martin Luther King, great man, Malcolm X, great man in his time. Yes, Rosa Parks. Yes, Harriet Tubman. But what about Sarah Bartman? Let me say this again. Sarah Bartman died on December the 29th, 1815. Somebody get a pen and paper and write this down. Because our kids should know this. Our wives, our husbands, they should know this about Sarah Bartman. How important it is today. The women today, guys. We're out here, we're trying to look like Sarah Bartman. Some women are naturally built like Sarah Bartman, and they're over-sexualized. Yes, do men, we play a lot. Yes, we say, oh, women are beautiful. Yes, but women are over-sexualized to the point where it becomes abuse. It's a problem. And to this day, we've taken something like the N-word. We take the word nigga and I use it, everybody use it, we use it as a term of endearment, and then some people use it as a derogatory term. But we use it, and we made it. We try to make it okay as a culture. But the same thing is happening here. Back in the day, Sarah did not. Just because I'm built like this and I look good and I have the curves and the figure and the breast and the butt, does not mean I have to get naked. She said it will be beneath her to be naked, standing in front of all these people, all these men, and they still assaulted this woman sexually. And now back then she fought for herself. She stood for herself to say, just because I'm uniquely built doesn't mean I have to sexualize myself to anybody. And I'm not going to do it. And now today we're fighting women sexualizing themselves, and they want to put themselves like that. They want to take their clothes off in front of people. They want to show people their breast and their butt. They go get butt implants so they can be sexualized. Yeah, somebody gonna be mad at me today. Okay, that's fine. But let's not be mad at me. Let's concentrate on what happened with Sarah Bartman. Get your pen and paper out because this is the important thing. This is the important thing. Nobody knew about her. Today, nobody knew about Sarah Bartman. People in the chat say too, and I'm not holding anything against anybody because everybody should be educated in our history and to know this. So it is a pleasure and an honor to sit here before you today and tell you about Sarah Bartman. We should know, we should say her name. We should say her name. Let me continue about Sarah Bartman, guys. This is, as you can see, this is a passionate thing for me. Yesterday, we had the football player who was deleted on the field in front of thousands, and nothing ever happened. Nothing ever happened. He was beat. He was trampled to death by an entire offensive line, and everybody sat and watched, and nothing happened. All because he wanted the right to play a sport that he loved. All because he was the first black college athlete at Iowa State University. But let's get back to Sarah Bartman. I'm gonna read this again because I want it to stick. I want you to think about her. I want you to say her name. I want you to Google this woman. I want you to see the real pictures of this woman when you Google her. I want you to see what she is and what she was about. And then I want you guys to share this video right now. Guys, right now, everybody, please hit the like button. If this is your first time watching, thank you for being a part of the Unfiltered family. Thank you so much. We love you. Want to reach out to you, want to connect with you, want to bring you on some panels and have great conversations with you. So share this video because this little known Black history fact, I guarantee you 80% of our population do not even know who Sarah Bartman is. It has been said in the past by our oppressors that if you want to keep something from a Black person, no. I'm not going to be eloquent with that because that's not what they said. The words were from the Willie Lynch and the crew. If you want to keep something from a nigga, put it in a book. Relating to the terms and the facts that Black people are not going to read and educate themselves. However, we don't read and educate ourselves because back in the day, it was a crime to read. If you were caught reading, you'd be swinging from a tree. If you were caught reading, you'd be beat, unrecognizable. So it fit back then. If you want to keep something from a nigga, put it in a book. They're not going to read it out of fear of being deleted. And now today it is aggravating and frustrating to know that we can go pick up a book without the possibility of being deleted, and we won't pick it up. Our kids, our children are in 8th grade reading on a 3rd grade level. We're more concentrated on putting weave and braids in our little girls' hair than putting knowledge in their heads. We're more concerned about our little boys having the newest Jordans and the newest clothes and looking fresh and fly at school and being popular. But your son starts to read, and everybody puts him in kindergarten in their minds. Your son is 14 years old and he's stuttering over every word. We don't, and now we're making everything that was against us back in the day. Now we're telling them, yes, you're right, because back in the day it was against the law. Slaves wanted to read. Black people wanted to be intellectual. Black people wanted to be smart. Frederick Douglass, he was one of them that made it out of slavery. They wanted to be smart. They wanted to be intellectual. They wanted to do the very things that we have the ability. Can you imagine if we switch places? Can you imagine if you woke up in the morning, and when we woke up in the morning, I was in the 1800s. Just imagine the time we're at now. I'm in the 1800s, and then the people in the 1800s are today. What would the world look like with all the information How many more lawyers would we have? How many more doctors would we have? Because back then they were focused. They weren't distracted by the little things. I'm sorry for going off on a tangent. We're going to get to the news in a minute, but I felt the need to tell our people that pick up the book. Take a little time today to tell your children to read. Take them to the library. Take them. Listen. I have not always been the best parent in the world, but I've come to a realization for people around me that have uplifted me that say, listen, take your kids, put them in programs, take your kids to the library, spend time with them, sit down beside them and let them read to you. Go over every word, go over every instinct. We got to stop looking. I'm sorry, you got to stop looking at what's on them and try to start putting something in them. There's nothing worse than having a mannequin child. And what I mean by that is if you go to JCPenney, you go to Dillard's, you go to any convenient, the Louis Vuitton store, you go to any clothing store, they will have the mannequins dressed to kill. They'll have the mannequins looking so sweet and so sexy, and they'll have the clothes on them. They're right there looking. But what's going on the inside of the mannequin? There's nothing there. It's empty. And we have mannequin children that are empty. They look good, they dress good, they got the Louis Vuitton belt on, they got the tennis shoes, they got the Jordans on, they got the Nikes on, they know all the rap songs, they know everything by Nicki Minaj and Cardi B, they know all the songs about every rapper, Lil Baby, Da Baby, all the babies, but they're not there, they don't know anything else. They're so hollow inside. They have nothing. They have no ambition. They have no drive. Is it because of us? Some of it is because we've allowed them to do it. We've indulged in it with them. We are part of the problem when we allow them to put them in spaces. We put them in spaces to do these things, to have the phones, to have the sexual stuff on their phones where they can watch it. We give them phones at 10 years old. We allow them to be around people that are not good for them. It's not what we put on our kids, but it's what we put in our kids. And some parents think that since I buy my kids this and I send my kids here and I travel with my kids here, you are maintaining your child, but you are not putting anything in your child. You can go outside right now and wash your BMW. You can go wash your Lexus, but if you don't put any gas in it, it's not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. Guys, these Black History moments put me in this passionate mode to talk about it. We got to coin this phrase. Well, yes, Stephen Day, I see you in the comments. Yes, mannequin children. Yes, they're dressed up. The mannequin children, they look good on the outside, but on the inside, there's nothing there. They have nothing. No foundation for nothing. Our children have become entitled to a point that we allow the entitlement because we instruct the entitlement. And now they feel like I don't have to do nothing. Everybody owes me something. Well, tell that to Rosa Parks. Tell that to Martin. Tell that to the people who sacrifice their lives and their children's lives and their families' lives. Tell them right now, share this video. Somebody needs to hear this. Somebody needs to hear this replay. Somebody needs this today. It's not what we put on our kids, it's what we put in our kids. They can look cute, they can look pretty, but guess what? There's nothing worse than being pretty dumb. Pretty dumb. Your child walks in looking like $1 million, but got $3 worth of common sense and $4 worth of educational sense and $1 worth of reading sense. Can't read, can't write, can't do anything but run a ball, catch a ball, and look cute in front of everybody else. We got to get the mannequin kids. We got to get them back. If you got to invest, take your investment in your kids' clothes, those Nikes and those shoes and all those stuff that you made your kids entitled with. Take the budget of that and turn that budget around. You probably spend $300 to $400, $500-600 a year on making your child look cute. And I'm telling you right now, that tutoring probably costs $100 a month in the right places, $200 at the most. We got to change our mindsets, or we're setting our kids up for failure. Nobody taught me this. Nobody taught me this. My grandmother lived in fear. My mother was a product of my grandmother's fear. So they looked down, they put their heads down, and they didn't look straight ahead. They didn't look straight ahead. They didn't look forward. They didn't stand tall because their heads was down in fear. It took the third generation to stand tall. I'll stand in the face I'll speak truth to power any day. I'm going to share with you guys one day when I went down and I spoke at the NRA and I got on the podium and I spoke truth to power. And when I walked out and people were murmuring things, but they wouldn't say it to my face, I was there at the removal of the Lee statue downtown Dallas. I was there. I was a part of the process. I was part of getting it removed because so many Black children and parents were taking pictures with the statue and didn't even know that Robert E. Lee was a slave owner who just mutilated children and women. And they would be visitors taking pictures in front of the statue. We had it removed. When we stood up for police brutality against Black people, I was on the front line. The day that they had the big thing downtown Dallas, I don't even think I can talk about it without getting struck. But the thing that happened downtown Dallas, when that big thing happened, I was on the front line. I heard the bullets over my head. I got videos to prove it because I was live when it happened. I seen bodies hit the concrete. I was there. I do this. They know their history. You're right, M. Mills. They know their history, and you can go outside and see it every day. And we, as a people, we're so ill-informed that we're taking pictures with statues of men that would have put you up in a tree 100 years ago. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't mean to go off on this tangent. We'll get to the news in a second. Let me finish this Sarah Bartman. Guys, I'm not going to apologize for it because it was needed. Share this video. Clip it if you want to. I don't care what you do with it. But somebody needs to hear this soliloquy today. This needs to be heard today. This needs to be heard today. So let's go ahead and finish. Sarah Bartman died. Somebody write this down. She died December the 29th, 1815. But her exhibition continued. Right? The exhibition still continued. But this is the most important thing. This is the most important thing. Her brain, her skeleton, and her sexual organs. Let me start over again. Her brain, her skeleton, and sexual organs remained on display in Paris, in a Paris museum. Watch this. She died in 1815. And so she didn't get laid to rest then. No. So her body was too excellent. It was too circus driven. So she died December the 29th, 1815. Right? But her brain, her skeleton, no, you're going to rest in peace. Even in your death, we're still going to manipulate you. Even in your death, we're still going to show you, we're going to show against, even in your death, you're not going to get any peace. Her brain, her skeleton, and her sexual organs remained on display in Paris until 1974, and she died in 1815. They took a lot of years to preserve her sexual organs, her vagina, her buttocks. Pieces of this woman cut up and put on display. But watch this. Her remains, nobody had any dignity, guys. There's no dignity. Watch this. Her remains weren't put to rest until 2002. She died, I'm gonna go ahead and close here. She died in 1815. Her body parts remained, her brain, her skeleton, her sexual organs remained in a Paris museum until 1974. And then they didn't bury her remains until 2002. And guess who the person was who told them, give her remains to our country so we can bury her? Who's the most famous man that came out of Cape Town, Africa? You guessed it, Nelson Mandela said, give us her remains so we can bury him, so she can be at peace, that we may get a statue and carve it in her name, so her name can ring amongst the ears of our children, so they can know where we've been, so we can understand where we're going. They treated her like an animal. Guys, her remains were only buried in 2002. Do you guys know that that was only 20 years ago? And we have black and white people alike saying that racism still doesn't exist. It has nothing to do why black people are the way they are. It has nothing to do with redlining and putting black people all in one area so they can be disportioned at large amounts and large rates. It has nothing to do with putting them there and charging them with adult crimes as kids, so when they get older, they're not able to be productive citizens. If you don't think, let me say this and I'm done. Because I'll say this: Beyonce is making a movie, and Beyonce is going to play Sarah Bartman. This should be interesting. But I will say this: if you don't think it's strategic what they do to us as a people, if black people out there are saying racism does not exist, I want to help you. North, I'm gonna say something real simple and goofy first. North is up, south is down. When you go to a place, when you go to North Dallas, what do you see? Beautiful buildings, beautiful $1 million homes. When you go to South Dallas, the bottoms, what do you see? Disproportionate people looking for jobs. The crack that the government pumped into the system and pumped into the neighborhoods are still there. Where the people are still on crack, people don't have any jobs. The housing there is terrible. The bottoms. If you go watch your TV, if you go watch, I was watching the other day, I was watching In the Heat of the Night just to read, because I love to see those old little towns from back in the day. I was watching The Heat of the Night and I noticed something. Even in the heat of the night, they call the place where the black people live the bottoms. Right behind Chief Gillespie was a rebel flag, a Confederate flag behind him. Go watch it. There was signs of it even then during that TV show. So what I'm saying to you guys in closing, if you don't think it's systematic racism, I'm going to paint this picture for you and we'll move forward if y'all want to hang out with me. I'm in Dallas, Texas. I just told you about South Dallas. They call it Oak Cliff here. South Dallas, where all the black people are, where you could go on every corner and buy you a 40 ounce malt liquor. You can go buy your cigarettes. You could buy dope outside. You could participate in type of prostitution. You could participate in anything in the South, right? You go to North Dallas, you don't see that. In the black community in South Dallas, on every corner, there is a payday loans place that charges up to 200% on every loan. You'll loan $200 and pay back $2,200. In North Dallas, there are no payday loan places. Mhm. We have hair places to sell weave to our women because they understand that our appearance is more valuable than our minds. So now they got on every other corner, they got hair supply here, Golden Korean hair supply, Golden Gate hair supply, Judy's hair supply. Go to North Dallas, you won't see not one. They say what we're going to do is we're going to cripple these people, and then once we cripple them, we're going to take what cripples them and what they get addicted to, and we're going to put it over there, and we're going to keep them. And so if we put them all there, they'll be so addicted to it, and we take all the ability to do what they need to do. We'll take it, and we'll put all that there and leave them there, and they'll stay there because they're addicted to what we planted there. That's it. I'm done, guys. Today, right now, I know I can't see you guys because we're not cammed up, but if you can today, put your salute up right now for Sarah Bartman and say her name. Sarah Bartman. Sarah Bartman. Sarah Bartman. Guys, I had to go in. I apologize. uh, I had to because it's important to me that we as a people understand where we've been so we can understand where we're going. And I think we're missing it. I think our kids don't know enough, but I think if they did know enough and we took the time to teach them about their history, then that would put something in their minds to let them know where we've been should encourage us to be more solid in where we're going. Now I'm done with that. Can we do some news? I want to do some news, or y'all want me to go ahead and close this thing out? Put a one in the chat if you want to continue on with the news. Put a one in the chat. I'll give y'all 10 seconds. Go ahead. Put a one in the chat if y'all want me to continue. Put a one in the chat. If not, if I don't see anything, I'll go ahead and we'll close out for today. Because I know I don't want to. I know I like to get in and out, but today was one of those days. Oh, we got some ones. All right, all I needed was one, but I got two. So let's continue on with the news today. What's in the headlines today? Let's see. Now, guys, I'm gonna start with the sports first. Everybody knows that the Super Bowl is coming. The Super Bowl will be here Sunday. Now, I want to show you something significantly here. The significance of you want to go to the Super Bowl. It's not too late. It's not too late. It's not too late. But they got them ticket prices for you. Let me go ahead and get these. Let me show you these ticket prices. Let me show you. All right. Now we got these ticket prices here, guys. Let me zoom myself back out so y'all can see this. All right. Now, if you want to sit in the nosebleed section here, up in 515, the tickets are $4,400. Uh-huh. If you want to sit in section 507, the tickets are $3,430 each. Yeah, those are the highest ticket. Let's see here. Now I'm going to bring it down to this right here. They have a ticket there that's 800. They have a ticket there that's there. That's almost. You see the price range, guys. So all those are sold out. Look at that. Now look at these price tickets. These ticket prices. There's a ticket there in the Google Suite for $452,000 a piece. Listen to me. Oh God, I almost threw up. $452,000 a piece. Guys, let me look at this. I'm gonna highlight it for you. Look at this. The Google Suite is $452,827 a piece. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck. Even if I had the money. You got to be kidding me. I'll go buy a TV for $2,000 and watch it on TV. These prices are ridiculous. You take a family of four, that's a house. That's a house, a couple of boats, a few cars. Imagine if you're a family of four and you're paying $452,827 a piece for each ticket. Oh, Lord have mercy. Good luck to the teams, because I would never do it. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Moving on. That's a waste of money. Stephen Day, you're correct. Look at that. Stephen Day said that's a waste of money. You're absolutely correct. Let's move on to the next story. Former Missouri student in Colorado rehab hospital after alcohol poisoning. Look at this. Danny Studley is in rehabilitation hospital in Colorado, where therapists and his parents work to make progress to restore any of his lost skills. The former University of Missouri student is unable to walk, speak, or respond to commands, says David Beachy, an attorney representing the lawsuit against Phi Gamma Delta fraternity. They're saying that the fraternities are becoming bad. They're going to start policing these fraternities, guys. So if you've already been in one and you're part of one, you got it lucky. They're about to start policing these fraternities for sure. I guarantee they take control of them. I guarantee there's going to be police presence. I guarantee it. Now in some fraternities you may be able to get away with it because everybody's going to keep it a secret, the meeting places and all that. But they're going to start policing and they're going to start arresting people. Somebody's going to jail, right? Somebody's going to jail. But this kid right here, he's mixed race. That's why I got him. But he can't even move. He can't do anything. but they're suing the Phi Gamma Delta, also known as Fiji. They're getting sued. All right. He was in the wrong one. He should have been a Q dog or a Kappa if they would have accepted him. Kappa, definitely, because he's a mixed race and he's a yellow cat. All right. So what we got next here? Let's talk about this fool here. So, guys, Nelly apologizes for posting a video of himself receiving oral sex on his Instagram story and says it was never meant to go public. Let me get myself up here. Let me. Y'all know for a fact that this is a publicity stunt. Come on, Nelly. You want to be relevant, and you went did that. Ain't nobody who make a mistake and go live. That's like me hitting the button in here, and I'm up in here just whoop whoop, hey, just tearing some up, and I hit the live button. I know I hit the live button. Nelly wants some attention, guys. What y'all think? Put a 1 in the chat if you think Nelly just wants a damn attention. He hadn't had a hit song since 2003. The boy used to have some hits too. Ooh, he had some hits. He was hot for a while. But y'all know for a fact, come on, man. When you ain't relevant no more, you try to find places and ways to get to be relevant. I even heard that I even heard about what's the little Fizz or whatever from the B2K group. He was on OnlyFans pleasing himself for the ladies. Just but you know what the thing is? The consumer, guys. We're the consumers. We're the consumers. We consume it all because there are ladies in there paying, watching him to do that. They in there paying him on OnlyFans, and they paying him, and he doing it for them, and they just watching like a damn fool. New fools. Crazy. Well, guys, last but not least, because I had a bunch, but I don't want to keep you guys long. Last but not least, I know we enjoy each other, right? We enjoy each other. But last but not least, if you're just getting in right now, please, guys, this is your afternoon show. This is your show, just as well as mine. I run it here. I make it possible, but this is your show. I do this for you guys. Right? I do this for you guys. So if you're just coming in right now and you have not been here, please hit the subscribe button. Go ahead and hit it right now. I'll give you an opportunity to go ahead and hit it right now. Hit the subscribe button. Also, go ahead and hit that like button as you come in. Everybody that's here right now that's already subscribed, hit the like button. And also, guys, I love reading the comments. I'll sit up for hours at a time and just read comments. I love what you guys think. Whether you agree with me, whether you disagree with me, whether you in our night show where we really get down on our night show last night. We had a great show last night. Just go to my channel, go to Black Men Unfiltered Network, and just watch through the videos. Watch through them. If you're going on a long trip, put it on. We got enough hours in there. One show will get you where you're going anywhere across the country. So we got some stuff in there for you. I'll start cutting up some of these videos and making shorts out of them so you guys can enjoy some of the shorts as well, and some of the funny moments, some of the serious moments, some of the most argumentative moments, because they're Black Men Unfiltered. That's what we do. We have the conversation. If it get rough, it get rough. We get rough. But we continue to have the conversation, and that's what we need in the Black community. Black people need a place to go to vent. And is this channel just subject to Black people? Absolutely, a majority. But if someone of another descent wanted to come on, I had a show if you want to go watch it. But I had my white counterparts come on, my Caucasian brothers and sisters come on and discuss the N-word on how they use it and why they use it. Go back and watch that. We did it. Right? So I'm not against anybody, but I do have to build up my people. So there's 20 people watching right now. If you want to go ahead, please hit the subscribe button. I'm trying to get to 600. I think last night I was at 19 away from 600, guys. That would put me 400 away from the big 1,000. We're gonna celebrate. Ooh, we're gonna celebrate when I get to 1,000. But I really want to. I do this for you guys. But yeah, Nelly trying to get some attention. He trying to get some attention. He trying to get some attention. But this the last but not least, guys. Woo! If this happened, oh, it's going down. If this happened, guys, it's going down. OG Patrice, you put it in the comments. I had already had it loaded up, OG Patrice. I had it loaded up. Here we go. Oh, let me make this big. I'm gonna get myself out of here. TV host turned mogul. Byron Allen making bid for Broncos as NFL's first Black owner. Yes, sir. If Byron Allen, you know that guys, I want to be. Listen, I want to be honest here. I know that they want. I know we want a black owner in the NFL. It would be amazing, right, to have a black owner. Do you think those other owners are going to allow him to get in there though? Come on, guys. Let's get some participation in the chat. If you think that those other 31 owners are going to allow this black man to come in and be the first of his kind to own a NFL team, put a 1 in the chat if you think they're going to allow him to come in. Put a 2 in the chat if it's a hell no. 1 if they will, 2 if they won't. 1 if they will allow him to become an owner. Put a 2 in the chat if they won't. See, because I think there's more power in numbers. So why not get with the other billionaires? Why not get with Oprah? Can you imagine Oprah, Tyler Perry, Byron Allen? Who's a billionaire athlete? Oh, Floyd Mayweather. Oh my God, Diddy, Jay Z, Dr. Dre, all came to the table and say, "Hey, listen, we'll take this team." Ooh, how could you stop all that money? That's too much money on the table. How could you turn down those people? Oprah, Tyler, Byron, Diddy, Dr. Dre, Floyd Mayweather, all these new billionaires. How could you turn them away? But we'll see what happens with it. I mean, I good luck to him. Um, let's see. Um, Byron Allen wants to buy the Denver Broncos. The comedian turned media executive announced his bid in a statement to Bloomberg on Tuesday. So he's letting it be known so he won't get blackballed. I don't call it blackball, I call it whiteballed. Everything bad is black. Devil cake, black. Blackmail, black. Come on now, we gotta stop this. The comedian turned media executive announced his bid in a statement on Bloomberg on Tuesday, telling the business network that he was encouraged to consider NFL franchise ownership by a pair of prominent league power players. All right, let's see who talked to him. There's Byron. There he is. The NFL commissioner, Roger Goodell, and the New England Patriots owner, Robert Kraft, came to me in November of 2019 to ask me to take a good look at buying an NFL team. Allen's statement reads, and after serious consideration, I strongly believe I can effectuate positive change throughout the league. And for that reason, I will be making a bid for the Denver Broncos. If successful in his bid, Allen would become the first black majority owner of an NFL team. Now, look here. Here's the caveat, guys. Let's read this together. It says here, the Broncos expected to command record pricing. The Broncos announced that the franchise was for sale on February the 1st. The announcement was long expected, but faced legal hurdles following the death of a former owner, Pat Bowlen, who left control of the franchise in a trust prior to his death. The trust hopes to find new ownership prior to the start of the next season. Forbes valued the Broncos at $3.75 billion, and the franchise is reportedly to expect to fetch more than $4 billion, a record price for a U.S. sports team. While it's difficult to pinpoint Allen's exact net worth, multiple estimations place it between $400 million and $450 million. Oh, he gonna need some help. He gonna need some help. Sir Hale, we got to go help him. We need to become majority owners. But guys, thank you, Sir Hales. Please, guys, if you're watching right now, please hit the like button. Please hit the like button. I will really appreciate it. That would be amazing. If you're here for the first time, welcome to the family. Hit the subscribe button and become a family member today. Thank you for being here at Black Men Unfiltered Network, here on Unfiltered News. Thank you. So, while that's not play money, it's a long way from a multi-billion-dollar price tag the Broncos will command. If Allen is serious about his bid, it sounds like he'll need to find some deep-pocketed partners to join him. Denver billionaire entrepreneur Robert Smith. Here we go. Denver billionaire entrepreneur Robert F. Smith, Amazon founder Jeff Bezos, and ownership groups involving former Broncos greats Peyton Manning and John Elway have been speculated as other potential interested buyers. Now, look at that group of people. Look at that group of people, guys. Robert Smith, billionaire. Jeff Bezos, billionaire. Multi-billionaire, both of them. And other ownership groups. And guess who they involve in? Broncos great Peyton Manning won them a Super Bowl as a quarterback, and John Elway also won them a Super Bowl as their quarterback. Look at all that money. And my guy Byron got to find him some suitors, or he won't be an owner. Ain't that crazy, y'all? I'm going to Louisiana talk today. Ain't that crazy? Ridiculous. But we'll see what happens. I wish him the best luck in the world. I just hope that it'll be easy trade. They're not going down without a fight. I'm gonna tell you that now. They do not want a blackface in there sitting down with his legs crossed, looking out the balconies of that arena, watching his team play. Yeah. So OG Patrice, her question says, let's go here. Let me go ahead and get out of this. OG Patrice said, I thought he was a billionaire already. Yeah, he gonna need some help. Exactly. Now, I think that he's becoming a billionaire because of the lawsuit. I think that the lawsuit had a lot to do with it. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. But again, guys, thank you for coming in today. That opening soliloquy did not supposed to go that long, but it did. Him Mill says, I figured Peyton Manning and Elway will want in on it. Absolutely. And they're going to let them. They're going to let them. Hey, Sherelle, how are you, sweetheart? They're going to let them. But there's power in numbers. See, they list. I'm gonna say this and then I'm gonna go. They just listed his support group. They said they listed the support group for Jeff Bezos. So Robert Smith, multi-billionaire. Jeff Bezos, multi-billionaire. Then you got multi-millionaire Peyton Manning and multi-millionaire John Elway. That's 4. But what happens when Byron Allen makes a phone call and say, "Hey, AOB, you ready?" To Beyonce and Jay-Z, AOB, you ready? He make a call to Oprah. He make a call to Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre is a billionaire, right? Yep, he is. And they all walk in together and sit down at the table. That'll be hard to compete with. And not only that, if they all partnered and bought it, then guess what? All your broadcasting can go through the own network, right? It wouldn't cost you a lot because you're already tied to your own network. Byron Allen has his own network. Jay-Z, Diddy, all these other billionaires that will come in, they can provide the entertainment for halftime, get their friends to come in and do halftime stuff. They can make it a Super Bowl Sunday every Sunday in Denver. It will be amazing to see. Floyd Mayweather will bring the sports look to it, the swagger to it. It will be amazing to have those people sit at the table to buy this team. Amazing. Yeah. So again, guys, I thank you for coming in today. This has been Unfiltered News. I enjoy the fact that we are doing this. I'm enjoying the fact that you guys are coming in every day and talking about this with me. It has been an amazing day, and we talked about a lot. Please share this video. Please hit the share button and share this link with everyone. If they don't watch anything else, please let them watch the first part of this when it comes to our Black history. But again, this is your boy Black Man Unfiltered, and this has been Unfiltered News. Remember, do something nice for someone today. Buy someone their coffee that's standing behind you at Starbucks. Buy a family some food that's in the car behind you. Pick up somebody's tab at the grocery store. But if you're not leaving the house today, or you're out by yourself today, if you can't find anybody to do anything for, please do something great for yourself. This is Black Man Unfiltered. This is Unfiltered News. This is your boy Black Man Unfiltered. I love you. Thanks for watching. Peace.